You're now listening to INCRadio United Kingdom Satellite Studio.
Kingdom. Hello to everyone and all of our viewers who have kindly given their time to join us today. I'm Johanna Balahadra from Liverpool, United Kingdom. And I have with me Sis Kim. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. I am Kim, and I am also from the same local group worship service, which is Liverpool, from Britain North. So, how are you, Jam?
I'm doing well, Kim. How about you? I'm a bit cold. It's still cold here, isn't it?
It is quite sunny this morning, though. Hit us with that very hot weather, and then a few minutes later, it's gone cold again. Yeah. So long. Welcome.
Welcome, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. What do we have in store for us today, Kim?
So, first and foremost, just a reminder for those watching us live on YouTube, don't forget to keep commenting throughout the show. So, before we discuss and break down how we can declutter and spring clean our house, we thought we would highlight the common mistakes people often make when they take up the task. We are not experts, but just sharing common tips we have come across. So, that is organize first, buy second. So do not go out and buy lots of pretty storage boxes before you sort through your home. You will end up finding things to put in there just for the sake of it, and instead of throwing it out. So actually, I'm quite guilty with this one. It's like every time it's a new therapy for me. Every time you go to the store and you see like a cute tiny drawer, you'd be like, oh, that's good for my accessories. I would end up buying it. And how about you, Jam?
I know, Kim, you love pretty storage things, and I'm guilty of it as well, to be honest. One thing I love is storage cubes, especially whenever I go on holiday, whenever I need to have my luggage a certain way. So I tend to buy a lot of storage for trips that I go on every so often. But the thing with that is it builds up, which creates more mess. So, like you said, organize first, buy second. So at least you have enough for what you need, as opposed to having more storage to clean up, plus the mess already.
Sometimes you have this storage, but then you have like you don't have anything to put on it, so it adds to the clutter instead of being more organized. And also the other one I think is don't bite off more than you can chew. So do not set aside an entire day to organize your whole house. Baby steps.
I think I'm guilty for that one as well. I think that comes down to expectations. So expectations on yourself and what you can complete in one certain day. I tend to think I'm Superwoman and I can tick everything off in one day. I mean, there's limited hours in a day, so it is very unrealistic. And to that, it leads to disappointment. So I think that's what a really, really good tip to have, especially when you have a lot of sections in the house that you need to clean. I'm not too sure if you're like myself, Kim, but I like to tackle the big things first and then do the little things. But I guess I've learned along the way, it's best to do the little things first because it gets it done, and then tackle the big things. I'm not too sure what method you like to implement.
I think most of us are guilty with that one. We try to think that, one day is enough for decluttering the whole house or even just the room. In my case, with my schedule, the schedule that I have, I don't have a set day. it moves around because of like my work and my university. Like it's the odd days where I'm off that I declutter. When I mean that, but declutter is like empty my whole wardrobe and take out all the clothes. But what I tend to kind of do is I think I do the big stuff first, because I know if I do the small things, it's like it's like another adventure on itself. Like you find something that you haven't seen in a long time, and then you wonder what's that for, and you try to find like something to do with it, or like you find that old pretty clip that you have, and then you end up putting it in your hair, or something like small things, the small things. Actually, I saw a comment here, um, which is true. It's a weakness by Michael Bautista. Weakness can't pass a good sale. Jam, what you say? Can definitely relate on that one.
Yeah, I think a good sale is always good because you always get things at a cheaper price, but also it can be a detriment because you start getting things that you don't potentially need, which again leads to your first point, which is, sort first and then buy. But uh, I'm guilty. I cannot. I can't say otherwise. A sale is a good thing to come by every now and again. I really love it whenever home furniture and things for the house go on sale, because it's things that you need on an everyday basis, but sometimes not really things that you think of investing in. I know other people, they love, having everything uniform. They love having the same brand of, let's say, kettle, toaster, everything.
Yeah,
Um, but if you're able to do that at a discounted price, I don't see any
why
harm
not?
in that whatsoever.
Or like it's I don't need it now, but later.
But I can use it later. Yeah,
Later. Yeah.
exactly. But I think with that, it's always you always have to weigh it out. Is it something that's practicable at that point in time, or is it something that can wait? Will it add to more mess? Because in line with our topic today, it's all about spring cleaning, making sure that your surroundings is nice and tidy. To be honest, in terms of just going back to an earlier point I made, whenever you set expectations for yourself, do so in a realistic way. In that way, you're able to tick things off your bucket list of things to do, as opposed to getting one thing done but having a ton more things to do either that day or for another day. So, for example, do the little tasks first, whether that's putting something in the bin, putting your dirty laundry in the hamper, in the washing machine. Those are like quick, easy tasks to do, and through doing that you can then follow through on binning unwanted items, binning broken things, because you're able to see what you have in front of you, as opposed to just having this massive plan and grand scheme of getting everything done in the house and then just ending up leaving everything in one corner where it used to be. So yeah, I think for me, complete each task, but completely. Don't
Mm.
leave it uncompleted.
I get where you're going. I get where you're going. Because yeah, definitely. I think with the checklist and whatnot, sometimes like we say we do sometimes bite more than we could chew, because like as you said earlier, like we're like superhuman. We think like we're superhuman, that we're like speed, that we could do it in one day. But then like the small tasks definitely shows a lot of improvements in the decluttering. Like I definitely agree with that, so Jamie.
Now, is there like one chore that you absolutely hate doing, but you feel satisfied once you've completed it? For me, it's laundry. I don't know if anyone else can relate.
Same. I could
Yeah.
agree with that one. It's like I enjoy washing and hanging. It's the folding and ironing. Though I find it therapeutic. It will take like a few days before I get rid of the clothes in the drying rack. I think
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I understand. I have those days, especially whenever I was still in uni, whereby, I had done my washing, done my drying, and then it took me a few days to kind of fold it up, iron it, and put it away. Um, but now I'm trying to work on that. I think that's one of my goals this year, is to be able to do laundry in one day, as opposed to doing it one day and then going back to it a few days later. So I think that comes in line with the complete each task, but completely.
Or sometimes you touch it and you be like, oh, it's still damp.
Exactly. It needs to dry.
Yeah,
It needs
leave
to
it to
dry.
dry.
Leave it there.
Yeah.
I don't know if our listeners, go through the same things. If you're a mum, is this something that you kind of come across, given that you have other responsibilities as a working individual? Is this something that you come across, something that you do? And if you do you have any tips that you could share with us on how to be more efficient with our laundry? I think one piece of advice I've received, not so much in a cleaning aspect, but I think it can be applied to all aspects of life, is that you just need to start it, because that's always the hardest part, is to always begin. But once you've begun the task and you continue, let's say, putting it in the laundry, hanging it up to dry, and then folding it up and putting it away, it's like a domino effect, to the point that you start something and then you enjoy it, you find fun in it, and then it's done. But I don't know, is that something that you've experienced, sister Kim? Just by doing it, you complete it?
Yeah, it's like a ripple effect, but sometimes it's like you forget about time. So by the time that you finish the task completely, it's like 1 a.m. Well, I'm only speaking about myself. I don't know about our viewers and listeners. Um, what what it's like with them with their task. Like, are you time bound? How about you, Jamie? Are you time bound when you do your chores? Because I just end up going till like the next day without noticing, actually.
Not so much time bound. I think I lose track of time, especially if I'm, so for example, bed sheets or changing your bedding. There's a lot that goes into it, in my opinion. You have your bed covers, you have your duvet covers, you have your pillow covers, and then, it's just an act. Changing your duvet cover is probably one of the hardest tasks I find to do on my own. I'm not too sure, does that apply to you? Because you know what, especially if you have a big bedding, it's hard to do on your own, and it takes me about 10 minutes to do so.
Yeah, it's like when you try to stretch the other corner follows. So it's kind of hard to kind of spread yourself.
Right. And I think that, that ties into one of the tips that we have today, is that, good enough is enough. It doesn't always have to be perfect. So, be proud in the little tasks that you achieve and you complete. But with that said, I know that you did say earlier on, you touched upon your schedule, especially balancing work and uni. Do you set a cleaning schedule throughout the week, with your clothes, for example? Do you set out a schedule when you take out all the clothes out of your wardrobe or your drawers and then put it back in, or does it just happen as and when, all throughout the week?
I think it just happens. I think it's a monthly thing. It's not a weekly thing. It's a monthly thing that I think it's one of like my reset. So if I do my wardrobe, which I take everything out, even though they're like neatly folded still, I bring them out. And then I would iron them. I don't know. It's a kind of a ritual for me. It's my reset. So I then iron them all out, even like my pajamas. I would iron them out and then fold them, and I would do them by color.
I love that. I think that's one of the most satisfying things, seeing everything color coordinated. But what our executive producer also said, bisection. Bisection, is that,
Section.
do you do that as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Most of the clothes that I have is like I only hang my dresses anyways. I fold most of like my other clothes. It's just the dresses. So my dresses are like, no, it's the length. It's by length and by color.
Oh, I'd love to
Yeah.
see your wardrobe. I'd love to see how you've organized it. I think after our show, you can give us a tour so that I can also get tips on how to arrange my.
But like, being part of like the media before, not before, but like, like we always wear black.
Right, yeah.
So most
Yeah.
of my clothes are just like white and black.
But that's like another thing that I think that's I've heard from one of my colleagues at work. It helps them be more organized and be more clean if they only stick to certain palettes. So for example, just neutrals, so black, navy, gray, white, because they know what they have, they see it, and they don't have to kind of sift through different colors. I mean, it's all very much dependent on how you work and how you are. But I think that's another tip that possibly our viewers can implement. In terms of knowing what to clean on what day, do you section out the sections in your house that you'd be looking at on that day, or is it just I'll do this, I'll do that?
Oh, I get it. What I do is I start with the toilet because I go with like the smallest room first. So I go in the toilet and then I put the bleach, in the tub and the toilet, and then I leave it. So
Mhm.
that's one task done. Then I would go to the kitchen and do the same thing, like the wiping and everything. And then the living room, and then last is my room. So that's how I section my cleaning tasks. I would always leave my room to the last because I know I'll be tired. So after, like, let's say I'd put like all the dry laundries in my bed, I'll
Yeah.
be the one in the bed next. That's why I put my bedroom last, so that even if I'm tired, at least the rest of the house is clean and I could just, lay in my bed and
Yeah.
then have a little rest.
I think you have like a kind of pattern that you follow whenever you do your reset and your cleaning, which is, to be honest, amazing, because at least you know what you're doing, you know where to go, you know what you're tackling, and it's not you're all over the place, which is sometimes the case for me because, like you said, sometimes you think we're superwoman and it's just not the case.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think those are some really, really good tips,
How
especially.
about you, Jamie? What do you do? How do you normally do your? Because I know Sundays is your cleaning day.
Yeah.
How do you do? How does your day go then in the Sunday?
So Sundays, obviously, we have church in the morning, and then we have all the extra activities that we do at church as well. Whenever I go home, I like to make sure the one thing I love to be clean, and it drives me crazy when it's full, is the sink. So if I come into the house and my sink is full, I'm on those dishes straight away. It needs to be done, or it goes into the dishwasher, whatever it is. I think, having a clean space gives a clean mind. Sunday, sometimes it can be a cleaning day, sometimes not. It really just is dependent on, schedule wise. But whenever I do have that cleaning day and I do have, the plan of cleaning, like you, I tackle the smallest sections of the house first. So cleaning the toilet, cleaning the bathroom, I think it's one of the most satisfying things, especially whenever it sparkles.
I can agree. Or like, with the odd hair here and there.
Yeah.
I am guilty with the hair. I'm telling you, sister. The hair. It's the hair, Jamie.
I think
It's
I
everywhere.
think it's a girl thing. I think it really is a girl, especially if you have long hair. Sometimes you just leave remnants on the
The
floor.
shed is real. The shedding is real. That's all I can say.
Yeah. So I think I'm a bit like you. I like to do little sections first, but like I said, it doesn't always happen that way. Sometimes I just look at the house and I just think to myself, where do I begin? It's so nice, by the way, just seeing everyone in the comments. I've seen, people that we know. I have here Bradley Salonga. He said, "Hey Jam and Kim, thank you for hosting INCRadio this week. Shout out from Bush Park, Hampton Court, lovely day outside." And we have Michael Bautista again shouting out the booklet forum monthly meeting that they are about to have. So hopefully in those forums you'll be able to really hone in on your spring cleaning if that's a topic. But in any case, I love learning how to clean from my parents. I'm not too sure if you're the same, Kim, but somehow they have the best tips and tricks.
No, I do agree. I do agree. I think most of the skills that I have, that I've gained about how to clean and how to do things is definitely from my parents, and also from visiting my friend's house. I'm visiting your house. Because when you visit like your friend's house, you get to see how they do things.
Right.
And like you get to see like how efficient, or you do things better in a way, or quicker or more efficient. So I would then take that into practice at home. So every time like I go visit your house or Auntie May's house from Ireland, like I would like nitpick, because I think those are things that their parents also taught them. So
Yeah.
I've kind of just copied it. Whatever is efficient and nice. I would learn from, definitely, from friends and families as well. But definitely I do agree that all of the cleaning tips and tricks that I've had is from my parents and my grandparents.
I love that. I love that. And I know that you wanted to talk about something earlier on. Oh, sorry, that was my mic. You wanted to talk about something earlier on in terms of you asked us how we decide what to get rid of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, well, let's be more specific. It's clothes.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
with organizing our clothes, like what method, what methods do you use when deciding what clothes you no longer want? Example, like haven't worn them in 6 months, or what do you do with unwanted items? How about you, Jamie? What do you do?
I like to, well, it's not that I usually opt to see if I have anything that's one size or two sizes already down from what I currently am. Obviously, they won't fit me anymore. It's always in my hopeful wishes that one day I'll be able to get to the size that I was before. However, it's just not realistic. So, not having a sister myself, I always message Kim. I'm like, does Dale want something? So at least it keeps
Yeah.
that reuse, recycle, we're being ethical. But also, we look to give it to INC giving donations, especially during the winter, whenever we have our winter drives. Is there a method that you implement, Kim? Maybe I can implement it myself.
No, I think we do the same thing. we pass on each other's clothes. Or what I've done before, I think, I have sold them.
Okay.
If
That's really good, actually. Yeah.
selling them, like just for a few bits and bobs, like a few pounds there, a few euros. I think selling some of them, yeah, selling is also, if you have the time. I think you've done that before too, right, Jamie?
I used to do that, but it does take a lot of effort and a lot of work because you're taking pictures, you're posting them online, and then posting it out. But for some, it's an activity they love doing, and honestly, it's I didn't even think of that for this show. It's one of the things that can be easily done and can also allow you to get that money back if you're not
Yeah,
wearing the clothes anymore.
selling them. Yeah. Also, moving forward from clothes, there's more things that we need to get rid of, and that is paperworks. And I know for sure you have loads of them. And so, what are your tips for managing all your paperworks or schoolworks, Jamie?
So whenever I was a student, I had a lot of books and a lot of loose sheets that I used to do or used to have so that I could study. I love binders and folders. So that's what I used to do. So I kept all my loose sheets there, so at least it's not cluttered all around. Now that I'm working, I love notebooks. I'm a sucker for notebooks. They are the best thing for working life. Each notebook has their own purpose. I really dedicate my time into the notes I put in those notebooks. But, again, it's knowing what information you need, where it is, and where you've stored it. Equally, in terms of, so for example, I'm not too sure how it works around the world, but here you get paper bills. sometimes posted through the mail. Whenever I see that, I put all my phone bills in one place, all my insurance documents in one place. It's just being knowing where they are and where you keep them. Do you have a system that you use for paperworks?
No. Well, yes and no. I love how you said all about binders and everything.
Yeah.
I wish I had that, patience. Let me show you live what I have with my paperworks. And I think I'm not the only one. They go in this type of bags. They're
Yes.
plastic grocery bags.
Yes. You never know when
They're
you
like
need one.
important. They're like important, but at the same time, you don't know how important, but you don't want to throw them, but you don't need them at the same time. So they're in a bag. So it's like it's ready to throw if need be. But I don't know how long I should keep them because with the bills and those stuff,
Mhm.
you can have to keep some of them, isn't it? But
I
yeah.
think so. It is just dependent. Whenever you look through your bills or your paperwork, just determine if it's something that's urgent, one, that you can action and then get rid of. Two, is it something you need to keep with you for a while? Or three, is it something that you can just store away for future use? So it is just dependent what kind of paperwork you have. However, as members of the church, but also as members of the society, we should always try to remain organized in all aspects of our lives so that it'll help us to be able to focus and dedicate ourselves to our duties and membership within the Church of Christ. We also encourage all of our dear listeners to use this opportunity of decluttering and taking part in the many INC giving activities such as clothes donations. So what we'll do, we'll go in a quick station break. We will listen to a musical showcase of Greatness of Your Love, an original INC music, and then we'll come back with you with more updates throughout the districts that comprise the United Kingdom and Ireland. So we'll be back with you very soon, but please continue to stay with us.
This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Hello, everyone.
Hello and welcome back to Jamie. Welcome back.
Welcome back, Kim.
Welcome back, Jamie. So that was The Greatness of Your Love. And you could watch that video in YouTube. So just search in Greatness of Your Love. Am I here? Can you hear me, Jamie?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Sorry. so so that was The Greatness of Your Love. Once again, if you want to listen to it, it is in YouTube. So just search Greatness of Your Love. So our topic before our station break was all about decluttering. So some of the tips that we were given is, one of them is organize first, buy second, and don't bite off more than you can chew. And what are the last two, Jamie?
We also have good is good enough, and complete each task, but completely. That's more of a reminder to myself than anyone else.
Same. After this radio show, I shall be cleaning. I hope. Well, anyways, so that was one of that was our topic discussion for today. If there's any tips and if you want to share about your organizing schedule and everything, do comment down below. Join the team live chat. So we're gonna move on now to our CFO in action. CFO stands for Christian Family Organization. So our first one is from Heathrow, which is a health check. So for those listeners, we will be playing videos, a slideshow of the activity that has been done in Heathrow, where brethren do their observation checks, or checking their blood pressure, their sugar, and their weight. So those are just like baseline kind of checks that they do to make sure that we are healthy and ready to serve. Jamie, you're up next.
Yes, and also I think it was mentioned to us that they're conducting this on a more regular basis, which I think is fantastic, because sometimes you just don't know where you're at with your health. So having these regular free health checks is such a good thing to have available to you, especially if you're not feeling too good. So avail of it if you have it in your own local congregations, wherever you may be in any part of the world. For myself, we had the Stratford CWS Science Fun. Here you'll be able to see pictures of our young brethren from the local congregation of Stratford, making use of the everyday essentials that you can find in your household, such as food coloring, such as washing up liquid, to create some experiments that everyone can enjoy, but also to allow them to be able to enhance their knowledge and their skills. So it's such a fun way. I can see their brother Caleb Sereno. So nice to see him. They're using everyday essentials again that you can find in your local supermarkets, but equally in your kitchen if you already have it. You can make, different things, experiment with the tool, and then have some fun. I think that's one way for kids to learn, to be able to enhance, their knowledge, not only for science, but also their creativity too. So I think they were able to make volcanoes, if I'm not mistaken. Kim, is that right?
Yeah. Those are like experiments that we did way back when we were like also in primary, wasn't it? And
That's
one
right.
of them would also be like, there's basically hand soap or dishwashing liquid and then fire. But I didn't think they did that there. But yeah, definitely making your own volcano and doing the lava thing is a fun thing. I think being interactive with learning is the best way when it comes to learning with kids, because you and I are definitely one of those kind of, we learn what we see, right, Jamie?
Yeah, exactly. I learn by doing and seeing other people do it, so I follow by example. So it's such a perfect activity to get your kids involved, whether or not you're in Stratford or in any other local congregation. If you have an activity that's like this for your kids, please make sure you encourage them to join, because it's a perfect way to learn outside of school hours. I think the Oxford did something very similar, Kim. Can you tell us a little bit more?
So in Oxford, they did some board games. So for those listeners again and viewers, there's going to be a slideshow of that event in Oxford where everyone just socially enjoyed through playing family games, such as, is that, what is that called? That board game with the words, the letters. What's that, Jamie? What is it called again?
For the words and the letters. Is it crosswords?
I was
I'm
thinking
doing
the
it
same thing. It's no. Team live chat help. I forgot what it's
Call a
called.
friend.
Like every letter has like equivalent like score, and then if you make a word, you have your score.
Yeah.
What's the game? The board game.
Oh, it's
trying to look at the box.
absolutely gone out of my head, but I know they did Connect Four. So it's whenever you line up, so let's say it's red and blue, you need to line up 4 red pieces in a line to be able to win. Is it Scrabble? Is that the one? We have one of our
Scrabble.
listeners.
Yeah,
Scrabble.
that's
We got there in the end.
Scrabble. I was like crosswords.
No.
Yeah, definitely
It sounded right, but
Scrabble.
wrong at the same time.
Yeah. No, because there's also like in there's like games as well online now where it's word games too. But yeah, on that note, this was more of a live setting and more of a board game to be more connected with each other, which is sometimes we kind of lose track now because we're so into our mobile phones. So the activity, thank you. I saw a comment there by Alison Kina Villanueva. Scrabble. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Definitely. I will never forget now. But yeah, those are like activities that you could really enjoy, not only quality time, but a very in-person kind of experience of socializing, Jamie. So for the next one, go ahead.
No, I completely agree. I was disagreeing with you. I think board games, having that as your family hour, for example, is such a great way to be able to connect as a family, because one, you get to exercise your brain, which is always good, to keep it running, to keep it healthy, but also two, it allows you to develop a bond with one another. So it's perfect. So implement that in your own local congregations for any upcoming activities, but also equally at home with your family. Now, for our fourth activity, we have a really sweet one, actually. It's Stratford again with their CWS Formal and Parent Appreciation. So I believe I've heard that they were, giving their appreciation to the parents, young as they are. They learned how to say thank you for their sacrifices, but also equally to give them a token of their appreciation through a form of a rose, which I think is the sweetest thing. Kim, I think whenever you see things like that, it's just so heartwarming. It makes me emotional, really, because I miss my parents. I'm sure you do too, living away from them.
Yeah. And I think way back when we were in the children's worship service as well, we enjoy, we used to perform for our parents, isn't it? Or like make cards and everything. But yeah, definitely those are like activities that really celebrate the people that have big impacts in our lives, which we don't do so very much often nowadays, don't you think, Jamie? But yeah.
I completely agree. And it's, though most of our youth is spent at school with our teachers, with our friends, in the background, it's always our parents who are working hard for us, who are always making sure, one, we get to school in time, two, our bags are packed, but also three, we have everything that we need to get through school. So it's so nice. The children, young as they are, you see even probably as young as 3 years old from the photos, they're holding a rose, taking a photo with their parents, big smile on their faces, and it's just so nice to see, because our parents, a big thank you to you all. If we don't give you enough appreciation, this is this is your kind reminder to give your parents a hug if you can, but also to say thank you for their sacrifices and endurance in this time and age. But yeah, it's it's nice to see all the districts within United Kingdom and Ireland so active and so one with the administration, with all the activities that they launch. Now, is there an activity you did in the past, Kim, that you absolutely enjoyed? For me, it was the appreciation days. I love being able to perform, to be able to put a smile to the faces, especially the elderly. Is that something that you love doing? Was there another activity that you loved?
This was like I don't know how long ago this was, but we did a performance for like a nursing home. So we sang to them and we also did some dancing, I think. But the district activity that I always look forward to is like Unity Games.
Talking about Unity Games, we have something very fun coming up. I believe we're having Unity Games in Spain. Kim?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because it's the only time that you get to play sport, not only with with brethren that you grew up with, but also with other districts, this will be the first time for me anyways. But yeah, this will be my first inter-district Unity Games and I am looking forward to it. How about you, Jamie?
It's going to be so much fun. It's 10 districts all throughout Europe gathered in one place, eluding excitement, exuding the brotherhood. It's going to be absolutely amazing. The first day is going to be a special worship service, followed by the first day of Unity Games. Second day will just be purely Unity Games with brethren showing off their skills, but equally showing brotherly love. So it's a perfect way to get together, to come see one another, to see your friends that you may not see too often, but also to explore, to see another place that you may not have been to yet. So for anyone that wants to go, make sure you contact your local Christian family organization officers so that you get more details of the event. But I am excited to see the talent that'll be there, because you see the brethren on a day-to-day basis, on a weekly basis, but not on the court, right? So you get to see another side to them, as well as the talent. I'm very excited. What sport are you looking most forward to, Kim?
Volleyball. It's volleyball all the time.
Yes, I completely agree.
I'm looking forward to.
I completely agree.
And it's the competition between like cheering. It's not an official one, but the way every local has their own like personal cheer, or like just the screams of like everyone. It's fun. I love it.
Yeah. And again, it comes down to that, everyone, though you may be supporting your own local congregation, your district, you're still supporting everyone that participates. Everyone's a winner. So with that, we'll go to a quick station break. We'll come back. We'll read all of your comments, so get commenting, and then we'll see you there.
You are listening to Iglesia ni Cristo Radio, the voice of truth.
Tired of feeling your worst? Ready to take control of your health? Then tune in to Health Matters, the show that covers it all. Mondays, get glowing with Dr. Miriam Isla and the latest in skincare. Tuesdays, Dr. J.M. Cruz tackles your adult health questions. Wednesdays, it's family time with Dr. Owie Perez. Thursdays, Sister Min Pina and Sister Galore Pangan guide you to emotional well-being. And Fridays, discover the power of natural medicine with Dr. Erwin Torres and Sister Cheche Brinosa. Health Matters, Monday through Friday at 10:30 in the morning. Subscribe now and start living your healthiest life.
It's 12 midnight. Tired of mindless scrolling? Tune in to Faith and Melody on INCRadio YouTube channel. Tuesdays to Fridays, 12 midnight Philippines. For thoughtful conversations that strengthen our faith and listen to inspiring INC original music. Become a part of the warm and loving community we call Ohana, or family, because we are in this together in faith and melody.
Hello, you're back to INCRadio United Kingdom. And as promised, we will now be reading some shout outs that you've been kindly commenting all throughout our show. Kim, do you have some that you want to start off with just from the comment section?
I can see one there. It is from Dea Dukusin. Hi, Auntie Kim and Auntie Jamie from local of Portlaoise, Ireland. So that's my sister right there. And also we have Michael Bautista again. Donate unwanted clothes to charity shops, or better yet, donate for Care for Humanity activity. Hashtag Heathrow. Hashtag Britain South. How about you, sister? Sister. How about you, Jamie?
Yes, so
See anything?
I have Tristan Demessa from Guildford. When I get home on Sundays after worship service, I try to get all my laundry, cleaning, changing sheets, duvet, meal prepping, etc. done. Amazing. We also have Zyraf Buchanan. Happy viewing pot to everyone. Have a blessed Sunday. Hashtag Hertfordshire. Hashtag Britain South. We also have a more joy. Salandanan. We know it's our lovely Ate here in Liverpool GWS. So we've got that shout out there. And I've also seen Brother Sean Gamboa. Greetings from Romford, Southend GWS. Shout outs to Sis Kim and Sis Jamie. I also saw my mum. I don't want to get in her bad book. So hello. Any more from you, Kim?
I've seen my mom too. She says, happy viewing, brethren, from local congregation of Ireland. And also to Auntie Cheryl here, Cheryl Ladwado, hello sisters. And she said, I love a good bargain too. We have Kristen Joyce Basalia. Greetings to everyone tuning in. Happy Sunday, watching from Cardiff, Wales. And also hello, Jamie and Kimmy. Any more, sister? Any more, Jamie?
Yes, so we have Brother Joboy Sokao from Norwich. Happy viewing to all brethren from the local congregation of Norwich, District of Britain South. We also have here Sister Alison Villanueva. Hi, Kajami, watching from Athens. Wow, we're international. I do believe we saw Brother Stefan from Southern California earlier on. I believe he's from Los Angeles County, California. And we also have our beloved Brother Harley Alcantara. He said, hi, brethren. So it's amazing. We have Brother Jefferson Jones as well, hashtag Manchester. And Kimmy, yourself, you commented volleyball.
Yes, have to do that. Any more? I think we have a birthday greeting there somewhere. Have you seen it, Jamie?
I'm looking through. It's a lot of comments, which we're so thankful for. Have you found it?
Yeah, it's from Michael Bautista. Happy birthday to our choir director, organist, Sister Ellen Manoto. Have a blessed day po. Heathrow, hashtag Britain South. And you've read Bradley's one. Also, do you have anything? Find any more, Jamie?
Yeah, we'll do one more.
Sorry, we're just making sure we're looking through.
I know there's a lot. We have Lanny King, happy viewing po, hashtag Battersea. And we also have Brother Alvin Messina, hashtag Heathrow. Brother Jordan, aloha po, happy viewing from Hawaii Pacific. So it looks like we have a lot of shout outs, but obviously, unfortunately, we want to be here as much as we can. We want to extend the show if we could. But before we go, Sister Kim, Kim, do you have any further shout outs you'd like to make before we close off the show?
So for my quick shout out, I will be for my parents, for mama and papa, and for Dea who's watching, and for all those listening. Also, a big happy birthday to Jared, son of Mimi, Christine, and Didi Loy from here in Liverpool. And shout out to all of our friends and family who's watching. Shout out to Bonnie who's watching right now, and take it away, Jamie.
Yes, so just for myself, a shout out to my parents, brother Jude and sister Jeanette from Belfast, Northern Ireland, my brother AJ, our GWS here, our group worship service here in Liverpool, but also brother Tristan de Mesa from Guildford. We also have some special acknowledgements, first and foremost, always being our executive minister, brother Eduardo V. Manalo, our Christian Family Organization coordinator, brother Angelo Manalo, and the district supervising ministers of Britain South, brother Harley Alcantara, Britain North, brother Romeo Anthony Peña, and in Ireland, brother Pepito Equesta. We also like to greet all ministers in our ecclesiastical districts of Britain North, Britain South, and Ireland, and all the INC Radio UK crew that comprise INC Radio United Kingdom. Thank you so much for your time. Kim, take it away.
So, keep on watching and listening to INC Radio via live audio and video streaming at iglesianicristo.net/INC Radio. And remember to take a selfie of yourself watching and send it in. You can also listen to the live audio and streaming through your mobile phones by downloading the INC Radio mobile application on your mobile phones or via YouTube channel. Just type and search in INC Radio United Kingdom and click on any of our shows, dates, live now. Don't forget to visit INC News and Updates in Facebook, Instagram, and X regarding church events that's happening around the world. So from here, we would like to say goodbye.
This is INC Radio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.